And ọgwụkwa na-elu onye ọ dịrị ịla ebee ka anyị si abịa ụwa and ebee ka anyị na-ala ya bụ akụkọ ihu ụwa bụ ebe anyị enweghị ebe anyị na-eje. Mhm. The living are not better than the dead. Copy that. The living are not better than the dead. Don't fear death, okay? It's a great thing that can ever happen to you. What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faith. Where we also encourage us to live our life and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth. So, wherever you are, personally, I encourage you to enjoy your life, live your life well, because it's your life. Don't let anyone rob you your joy for living. Your life is eternal. Nobody created your life, and nobody can destroy your life. It is your life, and you must live it. I'm here to help you see reason and begin to follow facts instead of faith, because your life matters. So I'm sharing what I titled What We Have as a People. The reason why I want to share this, I saw some videos some of our brethren shared on our WhatsApp group, the Woke Nation. So that video is what just happened in Mbidi. I think he said, where in Mbidi, they say, our mama or something like that. I've forgotten how they say that, but it's in Mbidi, happened in Mbidi, Imo State. I think it's in our local government, if I'm right. Our mama, right? So they said that people went for wedding or marriage stuff. Then the Edubago people, I don't, it's recently I begin to hear about them. I don't know much about the Edubago people because I started hearing them after I heard about ESN, Eastern Security Network, which Mazen Nandekano them formed to defend our people. Then after I begin to hear about the Edubago people, but so they shared this video. They were carrying dead bodies on wheelbarrows on the truck. So people were lamenting and all that. If you have been observing me, when things happen, I don't follow the crowd. I don't see things as people see. I see beyond whatever they're seeing. So I go to the root of that because for us to kill the tree, this evil tree in our land, the evil system, we must go to the root. It's not something you'll be nibbling, just playing with and wishing it go away. No, you have to go to the root and kill it. So this particular woman was crying. He said they killed the two sons belonging to her co-wife. That's Munyedi, as our people say that. Munyedi doesn't mean, or co-wife doesn't mean one man marrying two of them. It means they are married in the same family or in the same kindred. So, or some people even in the same village, they said you are my Munyedi, especially when they come from outside. They were married from another town, from another village, or from another kindred. They can say that you are my Munyedi. Just as in America, whenever I see black person or African, I call them my brothers. You see, although we are not from the same parents, but they are my brothers because they are black. So this woman was saying, Jesus, come and do this. Oh man, if I catch those people, those embargo people, I will tear them. I will do this. So consider this. She believed in Jesus will do something. Just as many of our people, majority of our people believe God will do something. And if you can put yourself in God's shoes, you see how you feel. You feel like killing those that kill somebody that is close to you, people you know it's not time for them to die yet, but somebody or some of you say death killed them. So you feel like taking revenge for them. But why Africans are not doing that such type of thing for their ancestors? Then that's Africans and our ancestors. How about this God you believe in? So why can't that God have at least an iota of feeling the way you have it, or that sympathy that make you want to stop evil, that make you want to revenge? Why can't God have it? Especially when you claim that that God is all powerful, all knowing. So he knew that thing will happen. He could have prevented it, but God failed to do that. Some of you will say it's because those people sin. I'm yet to see you that believe in that nonsense, killing your children because they disobey you or they did what you don't like. You may even be flogging them, and somebody else comes to you say, hey, get out from here. Don't touch my children. They're my children. I'm the only one that have the right to discipline them. But the God these people believe is not seeing their problem. It's not preventing their problem, and it's not solving their problem. And the God that cannot prevent your problem cannot solve your problem. And the God that cannot solve your problem does not deserve your fear. That God does not deserve your faith. That God does not deserve your praise. That God does not deserve your worship. You should trash that God. That God is useless to you. That God is worthless to you. That God does not exist. If that God exists, you will not have any reason to cry. If that God exists, you will not have any reason to weep. There will be no occasion for mourning in your family, in your life, in your marriage, or in everything that concerns you. If your God exists, but you don't care to think because you have been conditioned, you have been indoctrinated, you have been brainwashed, you have been programmed from birth to believe no matter what, God must be glorified. No matter what, God must be praised. No matter what, God must be feared. No matter what, God must be honored. Even when there is no evidence of that God doing anything for you in reality, but you insist that your sweat and your sources are of God. God you have not seen, God you cannot see. Some of them will say, come on, aren't you tired? Why can't you be tired every time you're talking about God? God, you say, does not exist. You're talking about, but it's the same thing you are doing. Are you tired of reading the Bible and believing the Bible? Are you tired of going to church? Are you tired of believing in the bullshit they call prophecy? Are you tired of praying? You are not tired of doing those useless things that does not benefit you. But something I know that does not only benefit only me, but my people. You want me to get tired doing that? Somebody said, man, you are not, you don't tire. I said, if the sun can get tired, yeah, I can get tired. If the sun cannot get tired, I cannot get tired, because we are nature. Nature don't get tired. That's why everyone that have tried to end nature, they prophesy nature will end. It can never end. There is no beginning, there's no ending to nature. Just like you and I. So these people killed these 14 men. God was watching. Jesus was watching. Their name tell you they are Christians. One of the names the woman mentioned, he said Chi boy. You know what Chi means? Chi, God, right? Chi, Chinemene, Chineke, Chi, Chinonso, Chi this, Chi everywhere. What is this Chi doing for our people? Nothing. And kind of meat. You see our people crying that the Fulanis want to Islamize Nigeria. They will do it, and God cannot do anything. They have the weapons, they have the resources to do that. You cannot stop them. You cannot. That's why we are suffering. So the question is this: why are we suffering as a people? And why we are suffering, what do we have? Remember the topic, what we have as a people. I want to show us what we have. And these things are why we are suffering. It seems like there's no solution to our problem. I've seen some people that say they are waking Africans or woke, they're already giving up. They say our people are too deep in the sleep to wake up. Mm-mm. Use yourself as an example. Remember, there was time you used to be Christian, you used to be Muslim, you used to be Jew, you used to be religious, you used to believe there is miracle, you used to pray, but today you don't anymore. Put yourself in their shoes. There was a time you were stupid like them. I always say that. I was once a stupid person, believing there is God, believing there is Jesus. I was even a minister of the gospel of God and Christ, having my own church. They see me today, see what I'm wearing. No true born again Christian in Africa will they wear this thing. They see it as demonic, devilish. Our African stuff. Wear this? No, it's crucifix. That's why they want it to wear with a dead man hanging on it, a dead white man hanging on it. Why are we suffering? It starts with invasion, foreign invasion. Before they invaded us, we weren't suffering. You say, prove it. I will even use their book to prove it to you. Go to Judges chapter 18, from verse 7 to end. You can read the whole thing. It shows you about how godly people invaded us. We were living well. We had no leader was there to make us ashamed. We have no need of anything. We have everything. We weren't building walls. We weren't afraid of people coming to attack us. We had no army. We had no gates. We are living free. Free people, quiet and secure, not planning evil against one another. There was no war among us. There was no slavery among us until foreigners invaded us. That's how evil entered our land. Slavery. Then from slavery, they rename it and call it what? Colonialism, or to colonize us. They colonize us. And how did they colonize us? They had a meeting or a conference in Germany. There was no African in that meeting. All white people. They gathered in Berlin conference. You can Google it and educate yourself. You can even use YouTube, educate yourself. And that's where they shared Africa as their own national cake. That's how we get all the boundaries we have today. Before we didn't have it. What we used as boundary before was nature, always river, water, which we can cross. It doesn't make us enemy. It means, okay, those people, we are one, but they are living over there. We are one family, but they are our brethren. We weren't going to conquer their land. We weren't going to enslave them. No, we had no kings and queens then. But these people came, invaded us, enslaved us, colonized us. Then they established among us learning institutions. Remember, I'm showing us why we are suffering. The learning institutions in our land, they are tools for our suffering. They don't teach us to be free from slavery. They teach us to be good slaves. All our education is to do what? Make money. That's it. We are not being educated in those learning institutions for us to build our land. Your own village, your own town, your own country is evidence of what I just said. So, not only learning institutions, they also establish religious institutions among us. It is called Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Islam, Judaism. They were established by these evil invaders evil enslavers, evil colonizers, and they established this learning institution and religious institutions to indoctrinate and brainwash us so that we remain good slaves to them. Every course you are having in that university has been dented with religious bullshit. All of them. That's why they could translate the Bible, Quran, and other holy book into our languages, but not the book about science, although we gave them science, I mean the word, and they took it from us by force. Another question that we ask, why are we not among the world powers, but we are among the world poverty-stricken people? Imagine African continent is so poor. It is compared with one country in Europe, with one country in America, with one country in Asia, the whole Africa. And it's the same Africa where all those people from Asia, from Europe, from America are taking what they are using to build their land. They make it in such a way that our own land to us seem unbearable, but their own land is the promised land, land flowing with milk and honey. Our land, they stole from us too. So through these instruments, we become war slaves. We are war slaves and we haven't been free. And what are our people doing to be free from being slaves? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. But that's what I'm sharing with us, what we have. Why are we not trying to rise up and break free and live free? Because of what we have. What do we have? Welcome to Bible study. Let me use 2 Corinthians chapter 10 to show us, because some of them that think, oh no, what he's saying, the word of God is saying so. I want to share you something because you don't know what you call word of God. Is the lies they coded against Africans and make Africans to believe it, to become or remain good slaves. But hear what he said. These people, because we are war slaves, they have indoctrinated us and brainwashed us. Right? So we don't see ourselves as slaves, although we are slaves, and we think we are serving God and all that. But hear what he said. This is how we see ourselves, Africans, that are in spirituality, in religion. He said, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. Why are we suffering? Why are we not among the world powers? Why are we among the world poverty-stricken people? Because we don't see ourselves walking in the flesh as flesh. No, we believe, although we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. Instead of us to war according to the flesh, we are warring according to the spirit. Spirituality. Africans, spirituality is one of our major problems. Spirituality. Spirituality only works against you. It doesn't work for us or against our enemies. That's why you see Africans using their voodoo powers, working against their brethren, using their native powers against their brethren, but not against their oppressors. I mean, white people. They see themselves, their brethren, as their own enemies. The white people are not. The white people are their angels. Because they believe, though they walk in the flesh, they do not war according to the flesh. They do not war against their slave masters. They do not war against their colonizers. They does not war against those who are indoctrinating and brainwashing them, taking the things that belong to them. Verse 4, For the weapons of our warfare, this is African mentality. If you're an African, you know this is exactly how Africans reason. This is why they are not among the world powers. This is why they don't have weapon of mass destruction. This is why they don't have nuclear weapons. This is why they don't even have guns. They have to buy it from Russia, from America, from UK, from China. He said, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Hey, your suffering is carnal. Your condition is carnal. Slavery is carnal. Colonialism is carnal or colonization. But you believe, instead of you to have carnal weapon to fight against those, you said the weapons of your warfare are not carnal, but mighty. Mighty where? Not in reality. Not mighty in the warehouse. Not mighty in the battle. No, mighty in God. That is where Africans have their power. That's where they have their hope, in God. So when they say, oh, even America believe in God, they don't say, in God we trust. Yeah, they believe in God they trust, but they have nuclear weapon. In God they trust. Yeah? And they're still taking your resources. In God they trust. Said the weapon of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through or in God. For what? Not for fighting against poverty, not for fighting against our suffering, not for fighting against our hardship, not for fighting against bad government in our land, but he said for pulling down strongholds. Which stronghold? The presence of foreign military in Africa? Are you pulling down their strongholds? No, 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 no. No, we don't work after the flesh. No, the weapons of warfare are not carnal. They can take over our land, but God is fighting for us. God is not a man. Africans have spiritual weapon, not carnal weapon. And that's why we are suffering. We don't have the right weapon. And spiritual weapon does not exist. It's something you believe exists, but it does not exist. The true way I can explain it to you is with the word illusion. Google, check dictionary. Illusion, false interpretation of what exists or what is real. War is real, but you interpret your own to be spiritual. Weapons are real, but you say your own is spiritual. Then you say that no weapon fashioned against you shall prosper. Why you are a slave? You are a slave because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. You are answering English name, Arabic name, because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. You are hustling in abroad, struggling to travel to abroad, to America, to Europe, to America, to Asia, because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. You are building your house and putting burglary proofs around it because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. You don't care about your kinsmen anymore, but about your church members or your fellow church members, your fellow religious members, because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. You believe your ancestors were idol worshippers, but your murderers, those who killed you, they are saints because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. You work for 6 days in a week and only have 1 day for rest because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. You have 12 months in a year and all of them does not have equal days. Each month they have different days. February is 28 or 29, then you have 30 and 31. Because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. Instead of you gathering with your family, you are carrying your family to church, carrying your family to mosque, carrying your family to foreign school for where other people are teaching you because the weapon fashioned against you prospered. But you say your weapon of warfare are not carnal. They are mighty in God for pulling down what? Pulling down what does not exist. See what exists in your continent. See what exists in your country. Why can't you pull them down? Because you don't have the weapons to pull them down. You have spiritual weapon that does not exist. And pulling down spiritual stronghold that does not exist. Imagine Africans still believing, oh, come, we're having 3 days prayer against monitoring spirits. Some of them even living abroad. Monitoring spirits. You still believe there's a spirit monitoring your movement, stopping you from prospering. And when you point to them, listen, you need a carnal weapon. You don't need spiritual weapon. Hear what they will tell you. They are casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. That's what Africans tell you. Oh, you are the devil. You don't have the knowledge of God. God give you knowledge. God will give you knowledge. It doesn't exist. God does not exist. And there's no such thing as knowledge of God. You cannot claim the knowledge of what you have not seen or can see. You can never claim having the knowledge of imaginary being. You cannot know God. You cannot know Jesus. Why? Because they are imaginary beings. They don't exist in reality. You cannot see them, and there's nothing you will do that will make you see them. Even when you die, you cannot. You see them. You're showing that, look at the fact. You are suffering. But they say, no, because you lack the knowledge of God. No, I believe. When you have faith, there's no knowledge of God. There's no knowledge in faith. There's no knowledge in believing. There's no knowledge in spirituality. It's belief. And claiming that spirituality is a science does not make it science. It cannot. Saying that I'm a woman cannot make me a woman. I'm a man. What makes me a man? I got penis. I don't have womb. Saying that a woman is a man cannot make a woman a man. What makes a woman a woman? She got vagina and she got womb. Even if they cover the vagina and put penis there, the womb is still there. You take it out, it's still a woman. It's there. This is where you cut it off. It's still there. Then this is what they go doing after telling you don't have knowledge of God, you know how things, you don't know how God works. God works in a mysterious way. Then they tell you bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of God, of Christ. And these people standing on this verse say, I'm being ready to punish all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. Oh, my obedience is fulfilled. I have given my life to God and Jesus Christ. If you don't obey, we will punish you. You say, Allah, there is no Allah. We will punish you. You say Muhammad is bullshit. We will punish you. You're talking against your creator. We will punish you. Idiot. For the fact you are the one punishing people, for that God proves that God does not exist. Any religion, any being you are punishing people for is useless to you. That's why you are the one doing the work. So we have been reduced to people who are mindful of spiritual world. A world that does not exist. But because somebody made it up and said, can you explain why this thing happened? Can you explain why so that you can't explain it should not make you worship it. Should not make you exalt it above yourself. Because they have put you down. You put yourself even down more. You now begin to be mindful of spiritual world. So because you are mindful of spiritual war, you begin to create spiritual warfare, spiritual battle, spiritual weapon, everything spiritual. Spiritual this, spiritual that, spiritual enemy, spiritual this. Your enemies are not spiritual. Africans, Our enemies are not spiritual beings. There's no devil, invisible devil. Coming, I don't know. I like the way somebody said, I think it's Dr. Ben. He said, whoever is responsible for the mystery, for the suffering in your life is the devil. Whoever is responsible for your suffering, your unnecessary suffering, your misery, you have land, you can't grow your own food anymore. That person is the devil. Your enemy are not spiritual. Your problem are not spiritual. Wake up, Africans, so that you can use your carnal knowledge, which is the greatest, to solve your problem. It is called science. Science is carnal. And that's what you need. You need to base your life on factual truth. Consider that veracity and begin to live your life humanly. Live your life using your brain. Stop living your life using your heart. No, heart does not do that. For you to live your life well, engage your brain. Your brain will tell your body what to do for you to achieve what you need to achieve. Instead of having the weapons of war, Africans begin to have the following. Choose to have the following because they are slaves. First, they have the gods of the land. Oh, man. They always say that. The gods of the land. The gods of the land. Where are these gods of the land? Or where is this gods of the land? Like those 14 men killed in our land. Where was the gods of the land? Or where were they? So when they post that thing, I begin to think, can't our people think, where are all those native daughters in Igbo land? I'm not talking now maybe in Imo State or in Anambra State or in one town. No, in the whole of Igbo land. All of them that make mouth, competing with pastors. Oh, this pastor said there is no, there is faith. This guy, oh, they come attacking the pastor. They are fighting with the pastors. Pastors are attacking native daughters. Native daughters attacking pastors. It is time we wipe out all those useless things from our land. Pastors are useless to us. Native daughters are useless to us also. Look at our land today. Some of you cannot travel to your village anymore because they said some people occupying there, terrorizing people, terrorizing lives. This one accused ESN. This one accused Ebubago. This one accused, keep accusing. Where are those who claim to possess some spiritual powers? Their spiritual powers is to intimidate their brothers and sisters. To where I have power. Bow before me, respect me. Their spiritual powers is for what? For them to make you to go and make dollars, make pounds. Then you begin to show them, I have made money, you are nothing. I have made money, I will show you. Where are they? Even the rich ones in Igbo land, all of them are useless to Igbo people. All of them. Because we are slaves. They say, no, including myself, I'm talking to you about. What are we doing? Nothing. We are still slaves. I didn't tell you are slaves. I'm not. No. As a people, we are slaves. So what do we have as a people? We have the gods of the land. Where was the gods of the land when the white people invaded and enslaved us? Even today that Christianity have destroyed our culture and tradition, quote unquote, where are the gods of the land? They tell you if you do this thing, the gods of the land will be there, the land will begin to pursue you. Why that land is not pursuing the people that is actually making life miserable for us? It's always pursuing people that steal fowl, people that steal goats. That's the ones it's pursuing. But people that are selling our land, people that are taking our resources, they don't see that one. Using your power against yourselves because you are slaves. But when you see the white man, your slave master, your power disappear. It's useless. Gods of the land. Some of them say, okay, it's our ancestors. They are somewhere. Our ancestors guiding us. Our ancestors. Fuck that. You are the ancestors you're talking about. There's no ancestor guiding you anywhere. Use your brain. Your ancestors is somewhere. Oh no, they're in us. Bullshit. It's belief nonsense that keep not benefiting us. Are those things useful to us? What are they doing for us? For us. That culture and tradition you're upholding, tell me the benefit of it in your own land. Some of you, many roads in your villages are unpassable unless during hammer time they come and grade it. But rainy season, even Okada cannot go there. Okada will drop you somewhere, you will walk to your father's compound. And these are the people under government. These are the people that tell you they are looking for PVC to vote. They will not. They say, no, we are voting. I say, see these people. They don't even care to consider their problem. Yet they are looking for solution. Then they think, they keep waiting. Oh, this one will be the savior. I hear Nigerians saying the youth to choose Peter Obi. I say, these people are stupid. You don't know Nigeria. Youths are not leaders of today. They tell you youths are leaders of tomorrow. That's when they get old. Leadership is for elders, not for youths. So what are you saying? Yeah, your educated self will not allow you to reason. After gods of the land, what we have again? God of Israel. Oh man, imagine Africans living in Africa. They have God of Israel. The God of Jacob will fight for them. Remember Psalm 20. Oh, the name of the God of Jacob will defend you. God of Israel. Our native daughters believe in it. You see the native daughter that was talking against that stupid pastor that was talking rubbish about native doctors. He was also quoting the Bible. I told you, our native daughters, look at their name. They are Christians too. Our native daughters are Christians. Pericoma, this song playing. Pericoma. He lived and died as a Christian. A Christian, but inordinate. That's why in one of his songs he said, people listen, Obodo get into that, everybody in the town listen. We are worshiping with one God. This is what makes spirituality evil even to us, are all disordinary. Because when it comes to major things, they will not stand their ground. They tell you, all of us are worshiping God because they believe in spring being too. They have not seen this spring being, but they believe it exists. That's why you have to, I am called, I am choosing. That's nonsense. You are trained, if you are not trained as a native daughter, you will not succeed. Some of you, your father will born you and start training you. It's knowledge, but you spiritualize it. And that's why it's not working for you. When you spiritualize science, it will never benefit you. It will never work for you. Look at Africa. We spiritualize our knowledge. We call it spirituality. Look at us today. The people that stole knowledge from us are building things. They are building the things we are using. They're supposed to be our passenger, but they have become our driver and the conductor, controlling us, telling us how to dress, telling us how to do this, how to do that. Hollywood, we are watching Hollywood, then with Nollywood, Gollywood, Tollywood. Slaves. They can't make up their own thing. That you see, Americans are smart. They break away from Britain, right? Do you see them going for what do they call that sports? All the slaves come and do with their slave master. They don't do that. They don't. They don't say, okay, Commonwealth Games. You will never see Americans there because it's for slaves. Playing sports with their slave master. They change. Oh, our slave masters are playing soccer. No, we're playing football. America have football. We call it football in Africa, but America have their own football. It's not like African football or the world football soccer. No, their own is they make. You see how they immediately they come into soccer. You see how America changed soccer also. No, they're gonna VAR. If not for Americans, we won't use it. Cameroon would have won World Cup. Was it 1990 World Cup or something like that? But Argentina used foul to beat them, and the people call it the hand of God. Maradona scored goal with the hand. If it were today, the VAR will show no, and you watch it. Now VAR has been introduced. Anyway, they will know how to manipulate it. They will show you only the angle that will show to disqualify your own goal, but to qualify their own goal. But Africans, we say, no, we pray in Jesus' name. God is going with us. We will win this World Cup. No, they're using brain to stadium, praying and perishing. God of Israel is useless to Africans. It can never work for you, Africa. Jehovah can never work for you. Yahweh cannot work for you. Allah can never work for you. In other words, they can never intervene in your case. Pray all you want. You are wasting your time. It's useless. Instead of Africans having the weapons of war, Africans have Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Not Jesus Christ of Ghana. Not Jesus Christ of Nigeria. Not Jesus Christ of Kenya. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Nazareth. A fictional state before. Both in Israel, all of them fictional state before. But in 1948, they begin to build it for you. Then you believe, it's in the Bible. Israel is in the Bible. It's there. No. The Israel you see today, that land belongs to us. And that's why they tell you God gave them other people's land. Africans don't have weapons of war, but they have Abrahamic religions. I mentioned that before. Christianity, Islam, Judaism. That's what Africans have. They don't have weapons of war. They are championing the Abrahamic religion. They are more Catholic than the Pope. They are more Anglican than the Archbishop of Canterbury. They are more a man than Muhammad, or more a man than, I don't know the head of a man in Islam. Africans are more a man than, and check every religion you see black man. They are more faithful than every other race in it, because they think they are spiritual. We sing spiritual songs, spiritual bullshit. That's nonsense. What can that change your situation? No. Can that stop enemies from prevailing over you? No. Wake up. Trash it. Africans don't have weapons of war. They have curses and forgiveness. And who are they cursing? They are cursing themselves, not even their slave masters, not the oppressors. Have you heard Africans saying, may God punish anyone who is responsible for our slavery? No. They pray, oh God, forgive us, God, forgive us. I confess the sins of my ancestors. I confess the sins of my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my father, all my family, all the sins of our father, forgive us, forgive us. Then they forgive their oppressors. Because they think that to love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. Bless, don't curse. But they curse themselves. Instead of them to build weapons of war, they have curses and forgiveness. Africans don't have weapons of war. They have humility and they surrender to God. Humility is evil. You were not born to be humble. Humility is against humanity. It's evil against humanity. Humility is for slaves. Humility is for slaves, not for free people, not for free men. Excuse me, why should I humble myself? No, I live my life. I live myself. I don't have to humble myself. No, humble yourself, discipline. Humble yourself and learn. No, you don't humble yourself to learn. You listen to learn. You don't humble yourself. It takes humility to learn. No, it takes humility to be slave, to be enslaved. Whatever they put in your head, you don't ask questions. Pastor will preach, finish. You say amen and give money and go. They surrender to God. Like when you read Romans chapter 12 from verse 16 to end. Begin to talk bullshit. That's what Africans are doing. See, Romans chapter 12 and 13, I will show you what Africans have: humility and surrender to God. 12 from verse 16. Hear what he said. I will read it to the end. He said, be of the same mind toward one another. Do not set your mind on high things. You see, Africans, no high things. Their mind is only in heaven. But associate with the humble. See, humility. Do not be wise in your own opinion. So, but you follow the opinions of the slave masters, but not your own opinion. Okay. Repay no one evil for evil. That is evil. It's against humanity for you not to repay anyone evil for evil. For you to end evil, you must use evil to end evil. He said, have regard for good things in the sight of all men. No. You want me to have regard of good things in the sight of evil men? No way. They're evil, but you know, evil is good, good is evil. Yeah. He said, if it is possible, as much as depends on you, yeah, live peaceably with all men. Live peaceably with all men. Beloved, do not avenge yourself. Live peaceable with all men, even those who are oppressing you. Live peaceable with all men. For peace sake, let it lie. Let the sleeping dog lie. For peace sake, you are dying. You are perishing. That's one of the things that are destroying Africans in Africa. For peace, let peace reign. Why? They don't have weapons. Those that have weapons don't say, let peace reign. No. They go, they make you pay for what you did to them. You bomb one building, they go and scatter many buildings in your own place. Say, beloved, do not avenge yourself. That is evil. But rather give place to wrath. Which wrath? He said, for it is written. You see, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. Which Lord? Lord, slave owner. Lord, the owner. He said, therefore, if your enemy is hungry, do this stupid thing, feed him. If he is thirsty, do this stupid thing, give him a drink. No. If you read the Bible very well, in the book of Judges, when the enemy of Israel was thirsty, the woman did not give him water to drink. He gave him milk to kill him. Something that will sedate him, something that will make him sleep. Boom, he cut off his head. But Africans give him fresh water to their enemies. They drink, they gain strength, then they keep taking, they keep killing, they keep raping, they keep doing all those evil they are doing. He said, for so in so doing, you will heap coals of fire on his head. Spiritual warfare. You see? So you believe I'm heaping coal fire on his head. Which coal fire? It does not exist. He said, do not be overcome by evil, but do what? But overcome evil with good. Evil can never overcome good, because good is evil, evil is good. Evil and good are from the same source. God is good, God is evil. They're from God. That's why love is evil, faith is evil, hope is evil. All those stuff come from this God, our slave masters. Oh, hear this one. Because we have humility. Hear how they lie to you. This is what Africans do. He said, let every soul, I don't have a soul. But if you hear, I did not say let everyone that have a soul. Because if you read, you know that that time, they know that the soul is a living person, living soul, living spirit. There's no soul in us. There's no spirit in us. There's no God in us. No. We are the soul. So let every soul, that's every person, be subject to the governing authority. For there is no authority except from God. This is why we are humble. This is why we surrender to God. Because they say that every authority is from God. And the authorities that exist are appointed by God. So, therefore, whoever resists the authority, resists the ordinance of God. I don't want to resist anything God established. Okay, God will call him. God will call her. God is the one that established it. Okay, they can do all that bullshit. And those who resist will bring judgment on themselves. Judgment day is coming. Which day? Anyone that tell you judgment day, ask them date. Give me the specific date. If not, shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking. It does not exist. That's why it does not have any date. If it exists, you will give me the date. And if it exists and God exists, don't tell me you don't know or nobody knows. No, your God is supposed to know. So he's supposed to tell you. And the God that is hiding any knowledge from you is not worthy of your fear and the faith. He said that all those politicians, they are ministers of God. Those leaders, they are ministers, they are not. They are your fellow human beings. All of you supposed to be leading. All of you supposed to know what is going on. In fact, your leaders are supposed to be your servants because they represent all of you. Why should the few control the majority? That's an abomination. That is evil against humanity. When a whole town have one king controlling them, that is evil. And he said it's not our tradition. It's not kingship. It's not our tradition. It's not our culture. It's not natural. It is evil for a people to have a king. What we used to have is the leader of hunters, hunting animals, not controlling human beings, not hurting human beings. Imagine few people sit in a palace to determine the fate of the whole community, the fate of the whole people, and they say they are serving you. They are living better than you. They are eating better than you. That's nonsense. They tell you pay taxes, pay this, pay that. Are they paying? Why are they not paying? Do they have 2 heads? They tell you God appointed them. They are servants of God. If you resist them, you'll be punished. You'll bring in judgment on you. That's why you see them opening their stinking mouth telling me what you're saying. You're bringing judgment on you. You're bringing judgment on your generation. Fuck you and fuck that God. You cannot overcome evil with good, which is why even in their book, their God never overcome the devil they say exists. God and devil are one. Good and evil are one. They are the same. You don't need good and evil. What we have in nature is positive and negative. Negative is not evil. It's not bad. Negative and positive works together. Without negative, your positive is useless or destructive. It will destroy you. Evil and good are of the same source. They are the same thing. God and Satan, the same entity, imaginary being. You can only overcome evil with evil. You can, don't you see how they're using, if you want to catch criminals, you use criminals to catch criminals. People that are not criminals cannot catch criminals. For you to catch criminals, you see they recruit other criminals. Okay, help us catch those ones. They catch them. But that's why crime continue going, because after they do your own job, they're going to continue doing their own thing in a higher way because you gave them the leverage. So they take advantage of it. Read Deuteronomy chapter 19, 1 and 21. You see, you must be stupid to think you can overcome evil with good. Let me read it. Deuteronomy chapter 19. And I listen to that. He said, when the Lord your God has cut off the nations, you see, that God is evil. The nations whose land the Lord your God is giving you. Not the land does not belong to God. It belongs to the people. But their God now is taking people's land and giving it to them. And you dispossess them and dwell in their cities and in their houses. You see how I will connect it now. See verse 21. He said, your eyes shall not pity. Life shall be for life. Eye for eye. Tooth for tooth. Hand for hand. Foot for foot. That's how you're supposed to be. That's how to bring evil down. That's how to end crime. That's how to end slavery. That's how to end colonialism. You must also enslave them. You must also colonize them. Are you ready for that? You don't have the weapons. You have spiritual weapons. Then in Daniel chapter 11, 5 to 7, it should teach you that somebody beat you today doesn't mean it will be forever. Rise up to beat them again. Rise up, fight until you win again and until your enemies bow. Never you believe you have peace. Peace is not a gift. It's not. It is time you know. Anything you need in this world, you must go after it and get it. Your enemies can never give you what you need. Anything your enemy is building in your land is for your own downfall. Is to keep you down, not to raise you up. You think worshiping the God of your enemies will say the righteousness exalt a nation? Where? Where? Righteousness is stupidity. It cannot raise any nation. It cannot exalt any nation. It's knowledge that exalts a nation. Hard working, using your brain, that's what exalts a nation. Nation that build themselves, nation that's building things for themselves, nation that speak to themselves, not to imaginary beings saying, come, let us make, come, let us build. And they succeed. Nothing we decide to do as a people that will be stopped by any force. It is time we wake up and start using our brain and our resources and our life and stop depending on useless God, useless Jesus, useless gods of the land, useless ancestor that does not exist. You are the ancestors that exist. Wake up, Africans. Let us live as a people again. Our slavery condition is not permanent. We can change it, although we are unchangeable. It's time we wake up and stop being fooled among the other people and start showing them that we teach them everything they know and we invented everything they're enjoying so that they will begin to respect us again. Like the sun, we will shine again. Gordon.